screen. So, okay, on that day we have discussed about exception handling. Okay, now let's discuss about. We have also seen about scope, I believe. Okay, scope. Now let's see about while loop, how we use and when we use it. So looping, there are two types of loops that we have. One is while loop and for loop. Okay, so let's see. Let's try with this one. Let's see what we have implemented so far. Okay, this is what we have. Okay, now let's go with while loop now. While loop. Okay, so why we use a while loop? So looping. So in this case, we use while loop to check the loop for a couple of times and we execute it. Okay, executing in the sense, if it is failure, it will try for a couple of times and it will retry it. Retry for a couple of times. So exception handling is of two types. One, system exceptions, handling system exceptions, and second, a business exceptions. So if ever you get any specific errors and if you want to retry, okay, if you want to automatically retry, if the system is down, there can be situations where for a second or two, your system might be down, but you want to try it for 3 times, 4 times, and you want to give a try for a couple of times. Then we can use with this retry mechanism. Okay, clear? Clear, guys?
Yes.
Okay, so let me put it another way. Generally, when we have a requirement, so we want to execute a task number of times, especially when you go with exception handling. If you're calling an external service, in our case, we are calling some integration using integration activity. The system might be down. It can be because of network issue, a service issue. Then you may want to retry the service a couple of times, probably 3 times, 5 times, or so on. And to make sure that the transaction is successful. So even if you retry 3 times, 4 times, the service is still not reachable. So you can simply continue the flow, or we can terminate the integration based on our requirement. Clear, guys?
Yes.
So first I'll create a variable. I'll name it as retry var. First I'll name it as true. We want to retry it. Okay. Retry count. We'll initialize with 1. Okay. We have initialized that value. Now let's use a while loop. Call data stitch loop. Okay, so I'll be taking here variable, retry variable, which is equal to, okay, let me put it as true. I'll name it as this, I'll name it as uppercase. Okay. Then let reposition here switch case. for your scope. It came inside this. Okay. Now we will have a variable here. Retry. Awesome. Retry variable is equal to true. If it is successful, you are making as false. If it is successful, if the first time invocation is successful, we are resetting as false so that loop will exit. This happy part. We'll go with the error case. In error case, you'll have a switch case. Okay, in switch case, I'll put something called retry count is less than 3. I want to retry for 3 times. Okay, if it is less than 3, it will do it. First time it will 1 is less than 3, false, continue. 2 is less than 3, continue. 3 is less than 3, continue. 4 is less than 3, correct. Then it will continue. It will stop. Okay. And I want to wait for 30 seconds. Wait for completion, 30 seconds. Then I will increment it. Increment my loop. Retry count is retry count plus 1. Incrementing by 1. Okay. And then it will increment it. If it is exhaust, 4 is less than 3, then it will come here. Then we say that, then we will assign the error details. This we cannot do anything. Delete this guy. Now rethrow. Okay, and we can stop the process. So when we rethrow it, so it will throw to a global fault. If you don't do it, it will go to the next step. Whatever we have it, it will go to the next step. That's it. So now let's check it. And it this retry has to be done only for guys. This has to be only done for invoking the invoking any services. Then only we have to use it. Okay. Now let me try this.
Pawan, after testing the integration, just please explain one more time.
Sure, I'll do that. I'll do that. Don't worry. See, it's trying. Let's see what happens. We'll wait for 333 90 seconds, 90 plus seconds, and see what happens. We'll retry. See, it got it. Okay. It tried for more than 1 minute. Okay. It has exhausted. Let me come here. Now we'll see what happened. Okay. It will come here. Loop 1. Okay. Call this. Error occurred. Fault payload. Entering the catch. Retry is less than 3.0. Waited for 30 seconds. Next. Again. Catch all. Again. Less than 3. Done that. End of while loop. Okay. Clear, guys? Every time it will run for 30 seconds. And so any questions on this? I'll explain it, but any questions? As Prithvi requested, I'll be explaining that. But Sumant and Pawan, do you have any questions?
No, sir.
Okay, fine. So now let me explain it. So this is very important. I'll repeat the complete error handling framework. Okay, error handling. Error handling is generally we use for handling the exceptions, corner case, error cases, wrong cases. Okay, which we can handle for two things: for technical errors and then business errors. Okay, technical errors are of two types: one, system, and second, coding related or what of the technical that we have written. Business is of data related. Okay, now we can handle the exceptions in OIC in three ways. One, scope level. Two, at the global level. Okay, it can be business or it can be technical errors. Okay, there can be a situation where if certain system has failed, you want to retry for certain times. It can be an error. When you're calling a third-party system, we might be having a requirement where we need to execute a task a number of times, especially in case of exception scenarios, where you are calling external service. It can be database, file, Oracle ERP, or any other system. So when you're calling any external service, and if that system is unavailable for certain time, probably due to a network issue, a service issue, or it can be any issue, the system is not available, or the database is not available, or the file system is not available, then you need to retry the service to, if it is not available for a couple of seconds, then if you retry for 30 seconds, after 30 seconds, if it is available, it will pass through. The same way we are giving option to retry for 3 times. That's what we are doing here. Okay, so for this, we have a retry mechanism. Okay, so when you retry it, if the system is available in speculated time, probably within 1 minute, if the system is back, so the third iteration it will run, it will give you the results for you. So that's the reason where we have used it. So what we have used for this, we need to create 2 variables. One, retry count, and second, retry status. Retry status, initial I'll name it as true. I want to retry, so that it will enter into the loop. And the counter I'm initializing with 1. initializing with 1. So what happens in our integration, schedule based integration, variables mapped, then we have a while loop. To enter the while loop, the condition it should always be true, is true. Okay, then it will enter into your main process where it will try to call your integration. If this integration is down, okay, then it will go to, as we have enclosed within the scope level, it will get into fault handler. Okay, in fault handler, we have put a condition. What condition? If retry count is less than 3. Initially it is 1. 1 is less than 3, false. Sorry, 1 is less than 3, true. Okay, the condition satisfies. Then we are incrementing it. So that, and we are waiting for 30 seconds, wait for 30 seconds, and then increment the loop. Increment this loop count, sorry, retry count, plus 1. This is the first loop. Second loop, it will be, second loop, it would be true itself because the condition is satisfied. Then we'll go with 2. 2 is less than 3, true. Increment 3. Third loop, 3 is less than 3, true. Wait for 30 seconds. 4 is less than 3, not true. It's a false. It will go. This is for error case. In case of positive case, while loop indication is up, we are updating the status as true, as false, so that it will go to the next step. Clear, guys? Any questions?
On show the integration, I mean, just want to check the statement with the steps, what you explained exactly.
Okay. If it is successful, it would have been retried here. Okay. The retry was not required, but as it was a failure, it got failed. So what happened? Okay, let me show you in the audit. You'll understand. Okay. Assign variables, you can see true and 1. Then while condition, it entered while condition because here retry variable is true. If it is true, it will go inside this. It tried to call this service, but this is down. What happened? It entered here catch or catch all. It entered it and then it waited for 30 seconds and it has incremented it to catch all, existing catch all. Okay, then end of first loop, second loop static. Okay, we'll call to this service. Again, it got faulted. Then it entered the switch case. Condition 2 is less than 3. False. Go ahead. Wait for 30 seconds. Increment the loop. It is not updating the value, but it will be 3. Okay, it will be entering the 3. Sorry, 1, 2, and third loop, it will not enter because the condition was false. So we have put it as less than or equal to, then should have been a problem. But it has retyped for twice, and it will increment it. It will become a 4, and it will exit the loop. So whatever the condition that should be fine if else condition, you can check it out. You can put 5 times, 6 times, how many times you want to retry it. It will retry it. Clear?
Yes. Yeah, understood.
Any questions, guys? So after this, what we have done, we have rethrown the error. So it will go to the global fault. Okay. And it will send an email notification, whatever we implemented. We have sent an email. So if you want to see it, we can check it now. See, error occurred today, couple of seconds back. Error handling, there's an instance ID, error, the complete information will get it. So now you can see instance 1600366. 1600366. Clear, guys?
Yes, sir.
Okay, this is with respect to exception and while loop. If you have any questions, you can ask. I'm just leaving the topic here. So if you have any questions, you can ask. I'll take this question. By this, we have understand use of while loop, use of scope, use of exception handling. All the three at single go, we have hit 3 birds, 1 shot. I put the what are the topics? So I'm just looking for those. Okay, not visible. Somewhere are deleted, I guess. That's fine. Okay, probably this is what we have to discuss. These 3 completed. Okay, we are pending with this, guys. We'll see. So probably weekend will set up an environment and will share you across new environment where we can use this kind of scenario situations. Clear, guys? So we are almost coming to end of the OIC or ICS training.
Pawan, one more thing. In exception handling, while using the while loop and the scope, especially the while loop, when the service or any integration or any adapter is not available, right? Then we are going to the iteration. I mean, the while looping and all. We'll check the service until the service is available. I mean, just
not
for
after, not after. Yeah, what of the
yeah,
time we want to read it.
Right. Until we'll try for 3 or 4 times. Depends upon the requirement. We'll check and we use the while loop panel. So when the type of business issue, mostly the business issues will be the data, and it will be a type of data issues, right? So what will be the case? We're gonna use the while loop or any other.
Good question. So we have to understand what error we are getting it. If we are getting a API exception only, if we want to retry for that API exception only, we can retry it. Okay, so let me show you that. So what I got your point. So as you come from a SOA background, to understand about catch up. Okay.
Right.
Okay, so catch is specific error. Catch all for all the errors. So in our case, we are doing for catch all. Catch all in the sense all the exceptions we are doing it. But in the same way, if you want to achieve for any specific, you can see API invocation only for this case. You want to do it, you can do that. Then business exceptions, it will not consider this and it will directly throw them. For each thing, it will have a separate thing. Let's consider if we put it, we have to implement the same thing here on an exception level, this level. Only for this, we will do it. Yeah, this is the API invocation. We will do it. Default, all the exceptions. Okay. Any other questions, guys? But good question, Prithvi.
Sir, OIC and OCI is same or different?
OIC is Oracle Integration Cloud. OCI is Oracle Cloud Infrastructure. So initially we have discussed three things in fact. Cloud has three flavors. One, infrastructure as a service, which is OCI.
Okay.
Platform as a service, OIC.
Okay.
Software as a service. Yeah. Am I clear?
Yes.
Any other questions? Any other questions, guys?
No.
No, sir.
Okay. If we don't have questions, we'll park this for here. And we'll continue on Monday. Try to complete this, all the examples. Okay. The task that I want to give it is the task. Okay. You can try the retry mechanism calling using schedule based, app driven by using SOAP or REST. Okay. Call your child service. Use a while loop. Child service, make it down and do it. You can do the same example for all the 6 objects. That is patient, employee, student, customer, order, and book. 6 into 3, 13. 10 examples you can write down. Sorry, 6 into 3, 18. My bad. 18 examples you can write down. Clear, guys?
Yes, sir.
Prithvi, any questions? Pavan, any questions? Okay, so if we don't have any questions, well, let's park this and we'll connect back on Monday. We'll try to understand about these examples. Main ATP adapter, we'll try to work on that and we'll see how it works out. Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, Pawan. Thank you.